Hello and welcome to Metal Vice, a podcast where we talk about all things music.
Well, the things we care about.
That's right, which is mainly metal music and live music. I'm your host, Brian, joining the other host,
Karen.
And for this episode, we're going to be talking about how sleepy Gary was during the Lorna Shore show.
That's true, yes.
No, we're going to talk about the show. We went down to Gary, Indiana to see Lorna Shore at the Hard Rock Hotel.
Hard Rock Casino.
Do they not have a hotel?
No, I don't think
know.
they do.
They might not. At the casino down there, the Hard Rock. But before we do that, first, a little housekeeping up front here, like always, or like recently. If you want to reach out to us, by all means, please do. We have our email, which is metalvice1@gmail.com. You can comment on this YouTube video if you're watching this on YouTube. So the email, I guess, would be for those listening. If you want to reach out, as well as Instagram, metalvice1 at Instagram or on Instagram.
At metalvice1 on Instagram.
Yeah, there we go. That's how that works. And message us on there as well. So we try to message people back when we can. So by all means, if you want to chat or give us feedback or whatnot, by all means, reach out and happy to hear it.
Yes.
And also, let's start off with some headlines, which I only have two headlines I wanted to quickly talk about.
Yeah, I didn't really see much this week also.
Yeah, and my normal site or Metal Injection, how my email comes when I look at every day. How you get your
news?
Yeah, how I get my news. I'm not on Instagram all that
Yeah.
much. Typically, you're the one on Instagram scrolling and whatnot, but they're not getting like my daily emails from them like I used to get. So I'm gonna have to be more active now to search for news and whatnot. But the two items I had actually sort of got pushed to me in a way. The first one is that Guar and Headbanger's Boat are running a promotion.
Oh, cool.
This could have fallen in the merch table or not, but anyway, they're running a promotion where if you book your cabin May 15th through I think June 15th are the dates.
Oh.
You could win a special Ultimate Guar sort of cabin takeover. I don't know if they're taking over the entire cabin and doing themed shit and whatnot.
Probably decorations and stuff.
And fake blood all over the place.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Probably get some merch baggies and whatnot, goodies and whatnot that you don't typically get. But yeah, you book now through May 15th through June 15th. And if you're one of those ones who booked, you could win that little experience.
What about the people that have already booked?
Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. It's a way
yeah.
to get more people. So I'm wondering if they're struggling to sell.
Yeah, we thought that last year too, though.
It seemed pretty good.
Yeah, it was good, yeah.
So we'll see what the turnout is this year when we're actually on the boat. So I don't know, but yeah, really, really cool. And that might be like a balcony cabin or something too that you win. So if you get the interior and happen to win, boom, you get sort of upgraded and whatnot. Maybe,
yeah.
So cool little thing I saw. They haven't done this before with the boat of sort of doing these sort of win a takeover cabin from a band or whatnot.
The only thing they've really done is you get a photo with Lamb of God.
Yeah.
As the incentive.
For the early registration, which I don't think you get that now if you book.
Oh, really?
I don't think so. I think it's
everybody
only
got it.
I don't think so. I think it's only during that initial window. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, and then there's always you can win tickets or you can win a cabin or whatever through different things. But
yeah. But anyway, also on the boat we mentioned. I don't think we mentioned, but it's Lamb of God, Zach Sabbath, the Dillinger Escape Plan, In Flames, Guar, The Haunted, Death Angel, All Shall Perish, Kailisa, I think, DRI, Harm's Way, Soylent Green, 200 Stab Wounds, Chained Saints, and Ex-Cops, along with some extra comedians. Ricky Ratman will be there.
Yeah.
Jose is going to be on the boat as well. And some other personalities as well, I think, will be on the boat. So it's a blast. We try to go every year, and we have a lot of fun.
Been every year so far, yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. Just want to throw that up there for anybody who's listening and thinking about going. If you book now through June, you get that little perk possibly. And the only other news item I saw was actually one we heard about in person.
We did, yes.
So
multiple times. Well, kind of overhearing people, but talk to somebody about it.
Yeah, so one of our followers on Instagram, we chat with them all the time.
Oh yeah, it's been probably 4 years now. We started chatting after I think it was the Disturb and...
I think so, in Tinley Park with Ginger and Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah, that show.
Yeah.
So 3 years ago or 4 years ago
Something
now.
like that.
In Tinley Park, I don't know how it even happened. I posted a picture or something and then we just started chatting. And we've been chatting for that since then.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Was it a story we posted on our Instagram and it was the best part of going to Tinley Park is Sound Growler before the show?
I think so.
He's a big patron of Sound Growler as well.
Yes, yeah.
He goes to a bunch of the same shows we go to.
Yep.
And we've never connected.
Yeah. From his Instagram, I know he's into comics and beer and stuff like
Yep.
that, which you're into.
Yep.
And yeah, like we just never have met up or like, I mean, I guess taking that initiative to do that.
Yeah.
And we happened to be on our way to Milwaukee while he was on his way to Milwaukee.
Right. We were going to Sepultura. He was going to a punk show at the new Landmark
Yes.
Theater.
Yeah. And we were at a random Culver's just off the interstate. And we were walking out and I just happened, because he puts his face on Instagram. We do not. And I just happened to like out of the corner of my eye see him. And I'm like, and so I just asked him, like, are you so-and-so?
Yeah.
And he's like, yes. And I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. And then we had like a little 5-minute conversation.
Yeah, and the night before, he was up in Milwaukee at the Omnimarth Death Clock show.
Yes.
And we would have been there. We went a few weeks earlier in
Iowa. Yeah.
And we did a whole episode on that. It's like the 4 concerts, 3 states, whatever the title of that was. Oops. And the reason we went there is because we weren't going to be able to make the Milwaukee one because we were going to Dark Lord Days,
Yes.
which we're going to do an episode on that as well, which will be next week's episode. If you're listening to this in order and whatnot, but that will be the next episode. And so we didn't make the Milwaukee. We would have gone to that one, and it was at the new Landmark Theater they have as well, the Live Nation venue right next to Five Serve Forum.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how the Death Clock act or set got cut short. There were like 8 tracks into the set.
Right. Yeah.
And it got cut because the fire alarms went off.
Yeah.
And he was saying the same thing of like, you know, there was no sort of communication. Nobody knew what was going on. The house lights came up.
But nobody was like being evacuated or anything. It was kind of like,
until eventually they all were.
yeah. But I think that was like 30 minutes later.
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah.
think he said so. Like 20, 30 minutes later before they evacuated
Last night I
people.
heard about 20 minutes later. That's when like the balcony started getting evacuated. And then, but he said 30 minutes. I mean, time is irrelevant. But
Yeah. Well, it's also like you're sitting there in silence with no communication from anyone, not knowing what the fuck's going on. Are we going to continue the show or whatnot?
Yeah. I heard people last night talking about how stagehands were even like confused. Like, what's going on? Like, what's happening?
And when you say last night, that was at the Sepultura show.
yes.
We were going up to Milwaukee to go see.
So a lot of people that were at the Sepultura show was at Amon show.
Yeah, as we were getting in line to get into the venue at the rave, that was where that show was. And again, we'll do an episode on that as well, which will be 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, a few weeks from now. Yeah.
But they were talking, I just was over listening to them in the crowd, and they were talking about how they were chanting like "Fuck Live Nation," this place fucking sucks, we hate you, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Apparently, Death Clock sent out sort of a communication, I think like an Instagram or something, basically saying like, "Hey, we're sorry this happened. Obviously, we don't want this to happen, but we're working with the venue to try to get you, get some reimbursement for you or something along those lines." And basically, what they said, and there's an image online as well on like Instagram and all over the place. Maybe we'll throw this up there or link to it when we're on our video if you're watching this, but it is crazy smoky in that venue.
Very smoky.
The thing I don't remember though at our show in Iowa
Is any smoke used?
I don't think Death Clock uses smoke.
I don't remember it at Iowa, and I don't remember it like on the boat. I don't remember it in Milwaukee or at the rave when we saw them a few years ago.
It takes away from the experience because all they do is the screen, and
that's what you want to see is the screen.
And there's no lasers, there's no lights associated with it. It's just a screen playing the video, and the band standing in dark playing. So I don't understand what the smoke would be from.
Only thing I could think of is maybe there's a little bit of smoke just on the stage to like get, like to black out the performers even more.
Maybe.
But you wouldn't want smoke to go up because you wouldn't want it to cover the screen.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't even remember that at the Iowa show.
We should have went back and looked at some of our videos from Iowa or the photos from Iowa.
The only thing I can honestly think of is this is leftover smoke from like Omnimarth sets, or even Castle of Rot set. Like
but
the
that would be
ventilation,
a lot of smoke,
and for a long time.
Yeah,
like the ventilation might not be working or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
In any case, there was another individual at the show last night at Sepultura who had like an email up from Live Nation, and he had it zoomed in pretty large. You were looking over the shoulder.
Yeah,
and it said something along like 50% of your ticket price.
50% of the face value of the ticket. So not counting fees or anything like that, because obviously Live Nation is going to take as much as they can. So what did we pay in Iowa?
We paid $49.50 for face value with $14.50 in fees. So I would assume it's roughly the same. So you're getting about $25 back.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So I mean, good on them for at least giving some portion of the money back.
That's true, because I mean heard of some shows where like they cancel and they don't give anything back.
Yep.
So,
but like, and we said this before too, at like festivals in particular, like when there's like no communication whatsoever, that's what the frustrating aspect of things is. So if you're standing there for 20, 30 minutes with no communication around what's happening, is the show going to continue? Is it not? Like, if the likelihood of this show is not going to continue, just fucking tell us right away.
Exactly.
So we can get the fuck out and we're not wasting our time sitting here. Because some people are probably driving in and they're then driving back to Chicago, for instance, right?
Yeah.
Like, fucking just communicate and be honest. We're adults. Well, not everyone. Sometimes people are younger.
Yeah.
But
you can understand what's going on.
Yes.
If you're age enough to be alone at a show, you would understand what's going on.
And if you're not, you have somebody there who is.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So just fucking treat us as adults and be communicative. Talk to us. Tell us what the fuck's going on. Don't leave us in the dark. And I think that might be one of the frustrations with people here as well.
Yeah. Like we've had that with festivals where like it's a storm delay or rain delay, but like there's no communication around anything until, you know, people are all confused or whatever. So
the safety of the fans is the most important thing for sure. Like, if the show gets cut short, that fucking sucks. But guess what? There's always the next show.
Exactly.
There will always be another show.
Yeah.
Safety first. Give people the help they need to get, and then work on. But again, tell me what the fuck's happening.
Yeah. I mean, we were at Metallica's 40th and the fire alarms went off and nobody moved, obviously. We were on the floor pretty close to the stage too. And I'm like, I think I even told you, like, nobody's leaving. Like, if you're on the rail, you're not leaving.
Nobody left. There was no communication. Eventually the fire alarm stopped and the house lights went down for Metallica. I thought it would be funny if it was Fight Fire with Fire. And that's what they came out opening with. I was like, they triggered the smoke alarm or the fire alarms for that. They definitely didn't. But
even during that, like, I remember the security people or the people like that were around us were kind of like looking back and forth, like, what's going on? Like, you know, so I don't know. It's a situation. So. But something we weren't there to experience, but we heard a lot about just because we were in the vicinity.
Definitely heard a lot about, for sure. And I was searching today for more articles because that's the last article I had, and Metal Injection did post about it as well.
Yeah. I saw a lot on Instagram about it today.
Did you really?
Yeah. Well, just a lot of people posting about it or like whatever.
Probably I haven't just seen
because,
that,
more than likely just because we had talked to some people around us were talking about it. So
and the phones listened to you and all that shit.
Yeah, so it just picked up.
But yeah, in any case, that will wrap up the headlines, just those two quick stories this week. And then moving into the studios where we talk about new music that's sort of been announced or is in the works of being announced. The first one, Madball, has a new album coming out July 24th. Not Your Kingdom. This is a New York hardcore band. This is their 10th studio LP. I've never heard of them, but like I said, I think a couple episodes ago, I'm starting to get more familiar. Or I'm liking hardcore a little bit more from like a musical standpoint, not like a live standpoint.
Yeah, not their shows, but listening to it.
Yeah, so this is another band that I might need to check out here in the short term.
Yeah, that's a good way to get some new music.
Yeah. And then the next one is Repentance, a local Chicago band with Retaliate coming out July 17th. Kind of sort of super excited for that.
Yeah, that means the show hopefully is coming because need to see them at a show again.
Yeah. And along those lines, moving to the next segment, new music, we have Retaliate by Repentance.
Yeah, the single off the album,
so we listened to this. I fucking loved this
came
song.
out May 14th, I believe, on all platforms, I think.
I think so, yeah. I fucking love this.
I do too.
It sounded so good.
Yeah.
At first I was like, this is kind of generic, but I like it. It's good. But they've got certain moments where like the drums start to kick in or the guitar riff will just tweak it a little bit, and it's like, holy shit, this is fucking awesome.
I think that's why I like Repentance songs, because it does flow well, and there's like the different aspects of it where like some songs can sound the same, but it just has like a little different vibe to them.
Yeah.
Like Retaliate's a little bit like Reborn. I got some Reborn in there.
Just repeating the same sort of phrase over and over.
Yeah, but just also some guitar riffs and stuff like that. But when I listened to it, even the first time, like I could picture Adam on the stage, like holding, because he uses like one of those old timey mics kind of thing, and like just he holds in his hand like this. He doesn't put on a mic stand, and I could just see him like singing the song. So yeah,
I like their performance. I can't wait to see this live on stage. I loved this track. I can't wait for the new album because it got me definitely super pumped and hyped for the new album. And like you said, therefore a tour as well. But this track, I listened to it right away and was like, holy shit, I like this.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a bad thing for me because I'm going to get burnt out on it, I feel
listen to it.
But it is really, really good. And I'm definitely going to be like listening to it a lot in the next few weeks for sure. And then probably never ever again until I hear it live. And then like, holy shit, that was a good song. But yeah, that was the only new music I listened to this week.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure I listened to more music, but whatever. It's the one that stood out. And
yeah, that's true. And we need to kind of get back into this groove of marking things down for the episodes.
But then the merch table, let's go check out and see what we have for new items there. And I have 3 items. Not one is Metallica.
Yay,
so
finally.
You were always bitching about me always having only Metallica on here. I found a few other things. The first of which is Motorhead's Kiss of Death 20th Anniversary Edition is being released. And this has my all-time favorite Motorhead song on it, God Was Never On Your Side. And like the first time I heard that, it just sort of came up while shuffling. I don't listen to a lot of Motorhead, so this came up and was like, this is fucking Lemmy. I don't know this song. It doesn't sound like Motorhead, but I fucking love this thing. So I would be interested to check this out for sure.
And it seems like that comes out on July 3rd, according to the album.
Shit, yeah, I did not say that. Sorry.
That article, not the album. Sorry, excuse me.
I think pre-orders are up now on their website or through whatever it's being published through. Let me look that up actually real quick. Yeah, through their website you can find that pre-order up there right now. So, yeah, those are out there. And so the next item is very similar, an item I want to get down the road, but just not right now for whatever reasons. Look Outside Your Window is finally getting a wider release.
Yeah, you knew that.
I kind of assumed there was also talks of like people looking at actually like pre-orders for like record stores and whatnot. And so it was sort of known that it was going to come out.
Okay. I didn't know about that, but you were, because it came out for Record Store Day.
Yes.
April 18th, it came out for Record Store Day, and you were saying like, oh, it'll be released again, and that's when we'll pick it up.
There's no way it was just going to be those ones. And it kind of pissed me off because those you can find for like $200 or more on like Discogs and whatnot. So it's like the scalpers pick that up.
But that might drop once this gets released.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
So I got the email today from like Revolver magazine. They had a silver version of the album, only 500 units. And they do this from time to time with like special pressings.
Yeah.
They don't always sell out. This one, when I checked this afternoon, was already sold out. Hot Topic also had sort of what they called a gold pearl version of the album.
Interesting.
Also limited, also sold out. However, Revolver has a black version of it out there that you can buy as well. I would expect there to be numerous versions of these over the next year or so. So I should be able to pick it up. If anything, I can get the black normal pressing for a normal price when we finally get around to buying new albums.
New records again.
So that's definitely going to be on my list, but I was happy to see that is getting a wider release. And then the last thing I have, which I don't think I knew much about this story, but Ozzy Osbourne in 1984 was arrested for being drunk in public and pissing on a cop car. Apparently, he was like stumbling.
I heard about that. But I didn't know when it was.
I may have heard about it.
I'm sure he got arrested more than once.
I'm sure he did. But he was like stumbling around trying to find a dark corner to urinate in, and just happened to find a police car to do it. In any case, the mugshot he was wearing a St. Louis Blues hockey jersey when he was arrested. So in honor of that, or just sort of to pay tribute to that, you can pre-order on the Ozzy Osbourne website an 84 replica of this sort of t-shirt jersey. Instead of it having the Blues logo, it has sort of his Batwing logo. And then on the back is Osbourne 84. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, like I said, pre-orders for that are up there right now as well. Although it looks like a lot of sizes are already sold out.
That's interesting. It's pre-order, but they're sold out.
Yeah. I assumed it would have been print to make plus an extra 500 to 1,000 units or whatnot.
Yeah. Or just do the pre-order open for so long and then you just make that many.
Yeah.
Unless the company that they're getting them from is like, we can only do this many shirts.
Yeah. So pretty cool. I didn't realize Ozzy was a not Dallas Stars, that's my team, but a St. Louis Blues fan. So I thought those were really cool.
Maybe it was just a shirt he found on the road.
Maybe.
And then he picked up and put on.
I don't think so, but yeah, maybe. But I think this is really cool. I love when people do these sort of hockey jerseys. I have a few already.
Yeah.
And I always have my eye out for other hockey jerseys as well that are metal or band related. So I thought that one was kind of cool. Like I said, pre-orders are up on his website. It looks like that one's $55. And I think that ships mid to late June to early July.
Oh, cool.
And that wraps up the merch table for this week. So I guess we can move on to our main topic, the concert report, which, like I said, was the Lorna Shore show.
Yes.
They didn't really have a tour name for this show. It's just sort of like a North America type
was
tour
it?
and whatnot. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But in any case, they have Paleface Swiss as their opener, along with Signs of the Swarm. We saw this Thursday, May 14th, and as I said, at the Hard Rock Casino in Gary, Indiana. Ticket prices for this that we paid.
I like how you said Indiana.
Indiana. Yeah, I don't know what accent that was. Ticket prices, though, were $52.50 with $17.15 in fees and no tax.
Oh, that's nice that Indiana doesn't give us tax on it.
I guess so. Well, yeah, I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, let's start with Signs of the Swarm.
So they started with To Rid Myself of Truth, Tower of Torsos, Hell Must Fear Me, I Won't Let You Die, Pray for Death, Natural Selection, and they ended with Amongst the Low and Empty, as they always do.
One of your favorite songs, right?
It is, yeah.
We saw them not long ago,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
At Reggie's?
At Reggie's as a headlining
Yeah.
show. Yeah, yeah. So this was interesting to see them as an opener again. And this was like the largest venue that I think we've seen them at.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because like the other times have been like House of Blues. I saw them at Dolan's in Limerick, Ireland. And then I saw them on the third stage at Incarceration.
Ink, right.
But I think that's the only times we've seen them.
Okay. I like the Reggie show so much more than this one. I fucking hated this show.
You didn't like the lights.
The lights pissed me off. I couldn't see, like, they were the backlights into the crowd. It's very stroby, very bright white lights. When they didn't have the lights on, the stage was just completely black. You couldn't see anything until the strobes came back on. You did point out, like, hey, it's kind of cool. You see the silhouette where he's up there, like...
I liked the lights aspect of it because when it was dark, like, I don't know how am I going to say this? So I like the way that Dave performs the songs. And he has like a big persona when he's like growling and stuff like that. So when the lights would go down, then like all of a sudden they would come on and he's all big with his arms out and like growl, doing the performance. I liked that aspect. I understand what you're saying, that when the lights were off, you couldn't see anything else. I'm just saying I liked the way the lights portrayed him while he was performing.
I would have loved to seen him perform too. But when the lights came back on, I'm now blinded. And because of that, and I know that's going to happen, I'm sitting there staring at the floor the entire time. To me, it was like, why the fuck am I here? I could have stayed home and I could have listened to this on Spotify and been perfectly fine. But I came here for the live performance and I don't get to see a live performance because you're blinding me with the fucking lights, or when the lights aren't on, you have no lights on whatsoever.
I had no problem looking at the stage the whole time.
No, I hate...
I understand.
These are the fucking lights I hate. And we just talked about Electric Callboy and why, if I had problems with those lights. And I told you during that episode of like, no, because they weren't the bright lights always flashing in your eyes. Sometimes they were stroby and whatnot. But they also have the lights at the front of the stage pointed back at the band so we can see the fucking band. Here, you can't see the band at all. You can't see anybody perform. Every now and then you get a silhouette. It fucking pissed me off.
So I think the lights were similar at Reggie's, however, that the lights were behind them, but it's such a small venue that like we were close enough to the stage that you could see still.
Yeah,
so that's probably why it didn't bother you there.
We were also all the way on like stage left or right. I can't remember what one it was.
At Reggie's or here?
At Reggie's.
Yeah.
Here we were like more center by the soundstage, not too far.
Yeah.
It definitely had a different vibe, a different feel at Reggie's.
Yeah, I like the smaller venues for seeing them perform over this.
Yes.
Like, this seemed, well, one, nobody was there for Signs of the Swarm. So the crowd was very lackluster. I think you kind of alluded to that at the beginning of the
title of this, Gary.
Yeah.
Like, Dave's the singer's name, right?
Yeah.
Like, he was saying that all the time, like, Gary.
Like, come on.
Wake up, Gary.
Yeah.
Are you going to show me any energy, Gary? I did like that. It did make me laugh whenever he would be like, Gary. I think there were some people behind us every time he said that too. Laughing.
It was, well, maybe they were laughing, but then before Paleface was and before Lorna Shore, there's people in the crowd kind of mimicking that.
Yeah,
like going, Gary.
But that does seem to be the theme of the night, that the crowd was sort of lackluster, I felt like.
Yeah, a little bit more than
As the night went on,
shows.
they got a little bit better and more energy. The pits grew a little bit, but for the most part, I felt like it was a very, not somber, it's the wrong word, but very low energy night for the crowd for mostly is what I got.
Yeah. And we've been to other shows like that.
Yeah, we have.
Definitely for Signs of the Swarm, I had moments where I was like, because the pit's not going super hard, like, and I would like to be a little bit more in the crowd, but my body's not allowing me to do that too much right now. So we kind of stayed back, but I was like, this would have been fun to be closer to the pit and sort of things. So, and also nobody by us really cared that they were playing. So,
There was a lot of chatter and whatnot.
I was the only
around
person
us.
that's like into it.
Yeah.
but which is fine. Whatever.
I liked the music. I liked the way it sounded. I just wish I was watching a performance and not the fucking ground.
You don't like the lights, so.
Yeah. I don't know. I will see them again because obviously you're a big,
of
big
course,
fan. So whenever they're around, we'll go see them.
Of course.
I just hope we fix our lights here a little bit. You can still do the silhouette
I understand what you're
from
saying.
time to time, but if that's all you're fucking doing, it's lame. Like, do something else with your lights, not do like a one-trick pony type thing.
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts on the lights, and I've mentioned that a lot in the past with other sets, so just another repeat here. Anything else for Signs of the Swarm?
No, I can't wait to see them again.
Which we will be doing at
Yes,
some point.
I'm sure. Yes. We have nothing on the calendar yet for them, but I'm sure that we'll be seeing them as soon as they come around again.
Yeah. Let's move along then to Paleface Swiss. Their set list was I Am a Cursed One, Hatred, and With Hope You'll Be Damned, Nail to the Tooth, Withering Flower, The Orphan, Everything is Fine, My Blood on Your Hands, Let Me Sleep, and Please End Me. Now, this is the third time we've seen Paleface Swiss. Once at Milwaukee Metal Fest,
Yes.
one at their headlining show in Thalia Hall, and now here.
Right.
And I remember seeing those other two shows. And I remember seeing this show, and the singer comes out, and he's singing. And I'm like, this dude is not the same singer, is he? Like, this guy is got a older face to him, got a thicker face to him. He's got some facial hair growing on as well. I remember it with just this scrawny little kid that was singing. And I do not know why the fuck I thought that, because it is the same singer who's been in the band forever.
Yeah, you thought that they got a new vocalist, but they did not.
Yeah. I liked it. I liked their set.
Yeah.
Their lights were a hell of a lot better. I could actually see the stage. They did do sort of the same stroby aspects from time to time, but they had lights at the front of the house pointed at them this time.
Okay.
The energy picked up a little bit, but like I said,
A little bit, but not much.
Yeah.
It was still
I felt like the pit got bigger and was going a little
in
harder.
times, yeah.
But they, not that much.
And they still had like the whole like, they even had to say like, we feed off of your energy. Like, if you give us energy, we'll give you energy.
Yep.
And then there was a moment where they were like, okay, now everybody get on the floor, which I don't remember them doing before.
I don't remember that happening here, but I kind of sort of do
You remember
now.
when they're like, oh, okay, last time, let's get some energy. Everybody participate, like get down on the floor. And then
they did one of the jump up things.
And then one of the jump up things, yeah. Just to try to get like people moving and stuff.
I forgot about that. I do remember that a little bit now. That's another moment where there was energy, but for a very brief period. It died out pretty quick.
Yeah. I have comments on that when we get to Lorna Shore, but.
Why is that?
Well, I just feel like with the way Lorna Shore has become Instagram ready.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
I think
what
I know
I'm trying
you're
to
saying,
say?
Yeah.
And I noticed this especially when Lorna Shore went on stage. It's people are maybe not necessarily there for the metal experience,
Energy of the crowd.
or the energy or anything like that. They're there to get the shot of Will Ramos doing his growls or his.
So you're saying that might be why the energy wasn't quite there.
Yeah, because people might not. I don't know. I just have seen this with a lot more of Lorna Shore showing up on Instagram, at least. Maybe it's just because we follow them and like I listen to that, whatever. But I just feel like so many people, and when Lorna Shore went on, like the cameras were up, just like it was like at Spirit Box, where it's like, we're just here to get the shots. Like we're not here for the, like the pits and the energy of the crowd and like all that stuff. Even though when Lorna Shore did go on, there was more movement in the crowd and everything.
A little
like
more
that.
energy, yeah.
But it was definitely not I just feel like not that they're becoming, but like people are treating them as like, let me get that shot.
I get what you're saying. I'm trying to look back the last time we saw Lorna Shore, which was at the Salt Shed here in Chicago just before the boat. if the crowd was like that. And I honestly can't remember.
I remember a lot of, because we were in the third floor up in
We
the
did
back,
hang back and
like all
experience
the way
it
in the
from
back.
there,
Yeah.
I can't
And
remember why. One of us was hurt or something.
probably
Possibly.
more likely one of our bodies was given out that
Yeah.
time. No, I don't. I think it was just more like we had seen Lorna Shore before, and I think in my mind, because I don't necessarily like the salt shed if you're on the floor in the back.
Gotcha.
So, and we've never been, close to the stage and at the salt shed. And so I was like, I really want to like see it. So that's why we went upstairs, and then turned out like it was open seating, I
Right,
believe. Because
okay.
then we just sat down.
Well, I mean,
it was supposed to be outside.
Yes, that's right. It was.
Yeah.
And we were like, there's no way this is going to be outside. It's going to be cold in October.
Yeah,
There's
well,
no fucking way.
yeah.
Actually, we did a whole episode on that, I
did,
believe.
yes.
So we could go back and listen to that,
Yeah.
but we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
We're getting a little too far in Lorna Shore. Do we want to finish up our chat about
Paleface Swiss.
Paleface Swiss before getting super deep into it?
I
If
don't
we
know.
have
Like,
anything else?
I don't really have anything else for Paleface Swiss. I think I remember before they went on, I was like, I'm not too excited to see them, because I don't know, like seeing them at Milwaukee Metal Fest, I was like, holy shit, I love them. But then when we saw them at their headlining show, I just really haven't listened to them since then. And I don't know what it is about, like, because I mean, they come up on playlists sometimes and that sort of thing. But it's just not been a band that I'm like super into.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, I remember seeing them for the first time at Milwaukee Metal Fest 2 and being blown away by their show, and then seeing them at Thalia Hall. Was that our first show at Thalia Hall, or was it our second? I can't remember.
I feel like it was the first.
I think that
Yeah,
was the first
yeah.
as well. Again, we did an episode on that.
Yeah.
We could go back and, well, we're not. Anyway, I remember being blown away by the venue more than their
Right,
show.
right.
Their openers, we weren't like the biggest fans
No,
of. And then when they came on, I did really, really enjoy their show.
Yeah.
And their music. I love their show. I'm the same way, though. I don't listen to it.
Yeah.
And also leading up to this night, I thought of this as the Lorna Shore show, not knowing any clue of who the headliner
Who was there, yeah.
I think we talked about this a lot.
I kept forgetting that like Signs of the Swarm was even there, which
Yeah.
is crazy because if they're on the bill at all, I'm like so excited to be there.
And I don't know
So,
why that is.
yeah,
I don't know
I
if
don't
it's
know.
just because it's Lorna Shore and it's like we've seen them a lot lately.
Yeah.
We really have seen them quite a bit. And we saw them just a few months ago in October, like I said, at the Salt Shed. So I was like, it's not going to be that much different. And I'm trying to think about when we bought tickets for this, and it may have been like, we don't need to go to this. But then you
Yeah.
saw Signs of the Swarm and Paleface Swiss and Lorna Shore, and you're like, that actually sounds like a fucking awesome bill. I want to go see
Yeah, I'm sure with
that.
Signs of the Swarm, I'm like, yeah, we're definitely going.
And I mean, from a bill perspective, I do think that's a fucking awesome
It
lineup.
is, yeah. Hard Rock is not my favorite venue to be at. That's for sure.
So yeah, I would agree with that as well. And also, like, I think I said this in the last episode, losing my job a couple weeks before, I was also still in a mental funk. Like I showed up to the show and I was like, we already bought tickets to this
Yeah.
well in advance. We're not going to be like buying food here. We're not going to be buying drinks and shit here. So like, I'm fine with that, but I also felt like I shouldn't be here type thing. I
Yeah,
should be at
yeah.
home moping,
Yeah.
but like, I shouldn't be at home moping. I should be trying to enjoy life still and whatnot.
Right.
So I was still in that weird sort of headspace once we got there.
Yeah, and I'm sure this will come out of when we talk about the Sepultura show in a couple. Well, everybody will be hearing it in a couple weeks, but that day in Milwaukee is what got me out of that funk of the we shouldn't be here thing. And I think it's more like we've been to a period. We're not out of money by any means, but we've been in periods where we're out of money and we can't afford to go to shows. So going to shows when you don't have an income coming in, it does kind of feel wrong.
Yeah.
But we've already purchased all these tickets. So
Right.
it's also kind of wrong to just let them go by the wayside.
And I think it's that kind of fear of like, there was a period of time, like, especially when we first moved to Chicago, where we didn't have the income to go see shows.
Right.
And we had to miss a lot of shit. Like Metallica came through that
Yes.
year. And I remember the day they were in town and we were walking down the street or something, like, fuck, Metallica's probably going on stage right about now. I could have been there, but we don't have the money to buy tickets
I
to
think
it.
the tickets were like $400. So it was
Well, they were
expensive.
sold out, so it was a secondary market
Yeah,
also. And I was just very depressed
Yeah.
and not in a good mood because of that. So like that could be another reason. Like I don't want to have that fear of we're good right now, but it's still an unknown of like, well, how long is this going to last
Right,
type thing
right.
with just down to one income. And so like
Yeah.
we're sort of on this super reserve sort of spending plan.
Just trying not to spend money. So
Yeah. So like that could have helped with my funk as well.
yeah.
But yeah, definitely you started talking about Hard Rock, and yeah, that is not a good, I don't like that venue.
No, I'd much rather be at Hammond, Indiana, or the Hammond Horseshoe. Is that what it's called?
It's Horseshoe, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd much rather be at that venue, which they're very similar but different in the same way.
Yeah,
well.
they're similar yet different.
Yeah.
Popular phrase amongst a friend of mine. And there was some time ago, a few years back, when we were doing this podcast, and after we had been to both of these casinos, I think the first one we went to was the Horseshoe, and then it was Hard Rock, and it might have been that Hard Rock show, and I honestly can't remember what shows were at what, but I asked you, now that you've been to both, what are your thoughts on the two venues? And I think your response at the time was, whatever, it's a venue, it's a casino, they're the same thing.
Maybe.
And it's like, yeah, they are, but they're different. And they are set up very similar. They have sort of the same sort of vibe once you're in the venue, sort of layout and everything. I think Hammond has, or the Horseshoe has, more like balcony type seating and whatnot.
Yeah,
This
they
one
do.
doesn't
Yeah.
have nearly as much.
Yeah.
The food options, I feel that the Horseshoe are better,
Oh, much better. Yeah.
cheaper and better.
Yeah.
But there's one sort of positive I saw this time at the Hard Rock that I didn't know about. I just saw people doing it, as well as you definitely can't do this at Hammond. I've tried to do this.
Yeah.
So in the music venue, I'm a beer drinker. I like beer. I like IPAs. They're my favorite types of beers. Like Bud Light, Busch Light. I don't really drink that shit if I don't have to. Sometimes I do. I gravitate towards it because it's nice, but mostly IPAs. And you can't get those in the music venue. You can get those down at like specialty bars located throughout the casino and whatnot. Not all the bars have it either.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
true.
certain
Yeah.
ones. So I know where to go to get the beers I want. The beer I noticed this time, and somebody was telling me about, is like $9 for like an IPA or something in the specialty bar outside of the venue at the Hard Rock. You can take that beer into the venue to watch. You just have to make sure it's in a glass cup and whatnot, or plastic cup. The beer in the venue, they don't have any IPA, which is the same as the Horseshoe, and it's very expensive. It was like $14-15 for a glass. I don't know if those are bigger glasses or
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah,
It could
maybe.
be, but they don't have the selection they have outside, and it's more expensive. So you can get a cheaper beer on the outside and bring it in.
Cheaper on the outside.
Yeah, cheaper on the outside if you go to baseball games here in Chicago. You hear probably all over the place.
Probably all
honestly.
over the place. Yeah.
The other thing, we did end up getting a snack. We got the pretzel sticks or
Yeah,
whatnot,
we did.
which were like $6,
Yeah, that wasn't bad. And you could get a hot dog and chips and a soda for $12.
or just a hot dog for $6.
Yeah.
So going to a Cubs game, that's a $10 hot dog, so it's $4 cheaper. If you want a soda, there's another $6 on top of that.
No,
If
it's
you-
$8 for a soda.
Is it?
Yeah. At
So like
Cubs.
the prices for the food actually seemed
Yeah.
decent inside of the
Yeah.
venue. It's still shitty food, right? Like it's a hot dog,
It's venue food. Yeah.
but it's not as expensive as I would have thought it would
yeah.
have been.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we got off of Pale Face Swiss and why we weren't necessarily having the best time
Yeah.
watching them, but that was mine.
Mental state and venue for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
And also like I completely forgot they were going to be there. I really did.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they did put on a good set. I did like their set much better than
Signs of
Signs of the Swarm for sure, mostly because of the lighting. But yeah, we weren't really in the crowd because your body, it's your turn for your body to be broken
Yep.
and not mine.
Working on it.
But yeah, let's move into Lorna Shore then. We talked a little bit about them, but let's read off their set list.
They played Oblivion, Unbreakable, War Machine, Sun Eater, Cursed to Die, In Darkness, Glenwood, Prison of Flesh, Pain Remains 1, Dancing Like Flames, Pain Remains 2, All That Is Done, I'll Disappear, Pain Remains 3, In a Sea of Fire, and then they ended with To the Hellfire.
As you had
Like they always do.
rightfully said they would.
Yes, yeah. Which is probably my, To the Abyss and, or The Abyss and To the Hellfire are probably my two favorite Lorna Shore songs. And they don't really play The Abyss anymore now that they have like The Pain Remains. But yeah, spoiler, we didn't stay till the end.
No,
We kind of left.
we had to drive home and whatnot.
yeah,
and
we
we
were
were
just-
both sort of just done. Like
We were
I
just
said.
kind of done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say this is the show where I'm finally like oh my God, I like Lorna Shore.
Oh, really?
Like
Finally?
I've said it in the past where it's like, I like them. They're good.
Yeah.
It's going to take me a few times to, like, it's going to be one of those ones where eventually just hits me. It's like, holy shit, this is really, really good.
I'm glad that you're finally there.
And I've always respected them. I've always respected their talent in terms of like their musical composition. I love how their songs are structured and they have this sort of classical sort of style to them almost, where just like the guitar riffs and whatnot have a very classical sort of feel to me.
Yeah.
And then it goes into like super hard. Like I love that dynamic and that like back and forth. All like it's so fucking good. And then you throw Will's vocals on top of that and it just flows so well into the whole composition. And I've always said that and I've always enjoyed it. And I'm like, yeah, I like him. But there's just never been that thing that finally made me click and like, holy shit, this is good. Or not good, but like amazing.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's going to happen. It happened with Amon Amarth, and now they're one of my favorite bands. It's going to happen with them. It's just going to be, I need to listen to it over and over.
So have you been
over.
listening to Lorna Shore a lot?
No, I haven't listened to a lot of music since then. We've been busy with other things.
We have been, yeah.
So
we've been out doing things.
But it's come up when we listen to music on shuffle. I'm like, I like this. I know what
Now
song
you
this
like it?
is. I know this is Lorna Shore. I can tell
That's
right
good.
away.
Yeah.
Glenwood though is one song that I absolutely fucking love. I love that song.
Yeah.
Like it's such a good fucking song, and it hits all of those elements I just talked about of like the flowing of the music, the going from soft to hard to like classical sort of. I say classical, but I don't know a better word for that right now. And then throwing Will's vocals in there.
Yeah. So this is interesting because I think Whitechapel is the first deathcore band that you really liked, and you like the more melodic songs like Bloodsoaked Symphony and
I Will Find You.
I Will Find You. The one off of The Valley that you really like.
Yeah, I'm blanking on the name right now. I Will Find You, and it's the one where I'll cut out your eyes.
Yeah.
Beauty's only in the eyes. But I'll cut your eyes out. Basically, it's a guy who trapped a woman who's like gonna torture her and whatnot. Like, you will love me even if I have to cut your eyes out. At least that's the take I have from it.
It'll come to me at a random time. What the name is.
I'm blanking on the name too.
But anyways, so I'm glad maybe it's Glenwood that got you into Lorna Shore then, because it is more melodic. There is that composition of the songs and stuff, kind of like how you like the Whitechapel, or like that's how you got into Whitechapel, is with those more melodic songs. So I'm glad to hear, because I know when the first couple times we saw Lorna Shore, I was so excited, and you're like, it's Lorna Shore.
Yeah, I mean, again, I appreciated the music. And we've done multiple episodes now on Lorna Shore.
Yeah,
so
we even talked about not doing an episode on this, but we kind of need to do it.
Yeah, we need the content. Yeah. Any case, so I could be completely wrong. You can go back and re-listen to this and find out that I'm completely lying right here, that I never actually liked their music.
I remember you not liking them that much.
I mean, again, maybe I'm saying the same thing. Like, I like again, I feel like I've always liked it, but I could be wrong.
I think you've always said, like, it's fine, but I'm not going to listen to it.
Fair. But yes, Glenwood, I think, is the
what
gateway
got
for
you
me.
in, and then if you listen to The Pain Remains, like, all the way through, like, the storyline, I mean, well, you don't listen to lyrics, but the storyline through it is really, really good. One thing I like about this performance, which is exactly the same as the Salt Shed, just we had a different viewpoint, is how they do their backlighting, which is they have screens up, and those show like the pictures and or like the video and stuff like that. And so all of that is their lighting on stage. So there are moments where Will is a silhouette, or like the people are silhouettes on stage, but it's not that bright, blinding backlight that you don't like.
I did notice that too, and I'm looking back or thinking back to the Salt Shed, and I think I would have said something along the lines of like, I don't necessarily like that because you do only get the silhouettes. I would like to see them perform. And I did notice this time, while being on the ground and a little closer to the stage, those lights do provide enough light to see the actual band members and them performing, and you can see the emotion in their faces with even those lights going on. So it's just from far back, you don't get that effect that you might have typically gotten with sort of the front lights pointed in. You had mentioned sort of the Instagram ready type aspect of the band and people wanting to get their shots. I do feel like these sort of backlights or these sort of screens they have, I feel like it is a little detrimental to the performance. It is kind of cool the first time you see it. Maybe that's the thing. We've seen this.
Yeah. I was wondering, is it exactly the same?
I don't know. We can go back and look.
Okay, I didn't know if you looked.
I did not look, no. But this is basically the same tour that we just saw. So, I mean, bands don't change up their set or their
Right.
their
That
sort
much.
of stage design in between these sort of short leg tours
Yeah.
is after a major album gets released or after a big cycle happens, then they'll change things up and whatnot. So that makes some sense, but I do feel like it's sort of, hey, look at the screens, don't look at us. Like, that's cool. I think the screen should be an enhancement to your performance, but they shouldn't define your performance. And at times I did feel like it was defining their performance. Also, this venue having the two large monitors on either side of stage right or stage left, where they had like the camera people.
Oh, yeah.
I found myself watching that a lot.
Okay, I was gonna say that about both Hammond and Hard Rock. 'Cause
Yes.
They both have those screens, which are like what you would use in like stadiums,
Yeah.
or Tinley Park has them around us so you can see if you're on the lawn and stuff. I caught myself watching those screens a lot too, and then I had to like kind of tell myself like, look at the stage. Like, there's no reason to look at the monitors.
And I don't remember doing that at the Horseshoe. And it could be that we're closer.
I've done it. I've done it at
could
the
be that
Horseshoe,
those
too.
it's a larger venue.
Yeah.
So like we're closer to the stage and it's less awkward or it's more awkward to look at those. I know when we saw Godsmack out there, we were way back in like the seats, so I found myself watching those a lot.
Oh,
then.
right.
So
right.
I don't know. That's just one thing I wanted to call out. Like I think the lights or the screens are very, very cool, but at times it feels a little detrimental. And I think what I said during the Salt Shed show, which I'm going to say again here, if I did say it, which might be moot because I don't see them, doing a festival in the sunlight anyway. They're pretty big.
Oh yeah, they would be a headliner or like close to headliner.
So therefore the screens work.
But you know what? I feel like
seeing
they
them
have
in
been
sunlight,
earlier. I think they have been earlier.
right? But seeing them in sunlight,
Yeah.
then you don't really get the screen effect, or maybe you do. I don't know. These are newer LEDs and all that shit. So Karen's looking at last year's set.
Yeah.
That we saw.
So War Machine was actually Of the Abyss,
Okay.
in October. Into the Earth was In the Darkness, or they played In the Darkness instead of Into the Earth.
I know the Pain Remains 1, 2, and 3. Those are always
So,
sort of at the end with
yeah.
Hellfire.
And so when we saw them at Salt Shed, they did To the Hellfire, and then they came back out for the encore to do The Pain
Okay.
Remains 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And
they did it
to
kind
the-
of like backwards.
To the Hellfire is the one with the sort of red cloaked.
That's the album. Yeah.
The album comes off
Yeah.
of, because I remember seeing that at the Salt Shed a lot more.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
from that album, I think they only played To the Hellfire.
This time. Yes.
This time, yeah.
Yeah.
Any case, like I said, I'm starting to turn the corner on Lorna Shore, and I'm really, really digging their shit. And it's probably because of Linwood, which Will did come out after that song was over, and he's like, "All right, now that we got the sad shit out of the way,
Yeah.
let's move on."
Yeah, like,
and it's like,
and then it's Prison of Flesh, which is so hard and harsh, and even if you watch like the music video, it's like so gruesome and everything. And
the thing for me though is I don't think Linwood is a sad song.
I do.
It doesn't come off as a sad song to me.
Oh yeah, like but do you listen to the lyrics?
I don't listen to the lyrics. Can we go back? That's like, can we? I know that lyric very well. Knowing the backstory from
Yeah.
it and watching the music video where he's sitting down with his dad and like they talk about like
Yeah.
what happened between him and his dad and that relationship and how it's sort of mending, that does add context to the song. And like, all right, for him, I understand why this is an
Yeah.
emotional, sad song. But for me, listening to like the music, it's just beautiful.
So
To
I
me,
f- yeah,
the
I
composition
get
is
that.
fucking beautiful.
I feel like I can't remember if it's the first or second time that I cried listening to Glenwood, and you asked like, oh, is it because of the conversation at the end with the dad? And I was like, no, it's before that, like just the emotion of the song or whatever.
I don't.
So.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't necessarily understand Will's lyrics when he sings, and I'm fine with that. I'm not a lyric person. To me, the vocals are an instrument, and the vocals complement the actual, like not the actual instruments, the other instruments so fucking well.
So there's a guy on Instagram that will listen to death metal and deathcore, mostly deathcore, and it's normally him and his wife in the car, and they'll play the song.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
And then
yeah.
he like talks the lyrics to his wife or whatever.
Yeah, I've seen
and
this.
that made me think like you should just watch his stuff and then you would understand the lyrics. I understand what you're saying though. There are sometimes, even with like Signs of the Swarm or whatever, there's a lot of lyrics I can't pick out of the growls. But then the more and more you listen to it, the more you can pick them out.
Fair. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
But at the same time, not that I don't care.
Yeah, but you don't care about
that's-
lyrics.
That's not the important thing for
Yeah.
me. It's how the song flows and how it makes me feel. And when I hear that, I'm just sort of at peace.
Mm-hmm.
And I fucking love Glenwood. It's such a great fucking song. And that could be the gateway for me. Like you said, that it's finally turning around. And there's other songs on this set list that were definitely like that as well. Because I got this sort of click in my head before Glenwood even came on. I don't remember what song it was. Maybe Sun Eater. Is
I
that
like
one?
Sun Eater too. Yeah, I like Sun Eater a lot. Yeah.
Where just like the composition and like I don't know. Like I've
So now
said
you
it
know,
already.
listen to like To the Abyss and stuff like that. Like it'll all come together.
Like I said, this is where the dominoes start falling and it's boom, 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 boom. So I feel like it's going to be a quick progression from here on out. All in all, a decent show.
Yeah,
The
it was
venue,
okay. When did we leave? Prison of Flesh?
I think so, or after that, right before
Pain Remains.
the Pain Remains.
Yeah,
one.
because I think I looked up. I was trying to find a set list and I couldn't find one, and then I found one like on Rockville or something like that, and I was like, "Yeah, we probably still have another 45 minutes because Pain Remains are really long.
Yes,
so
yeah.
probably 35 minutes actually, not 45, but they're pretty long.
The venue, like we said, sucked. We had different takes on the venue. It was kind of cool to learn about the alcohol, bringing that in and out.
So when we have income again, you can go out and get a drink and bring it back.
A cheaper drink too.
Cheaper drink.
A better, cheaper drink.
Yeah.
I do wish that was one thing the Horseshoe would sort of allow you to do because you're in the same fucking building, people.
Yeah. I don't know why the Horseshoe, but the thing about Horseshoe that I like is they have the free soda where
they do have free soda.
Hard Rock doesn't, or like just the free machines. You can get coffee, soda, water.
Yep.
All that stuff.
The food is better at that venue as well.
Better there. Yeah.
So
they have the really good pizza.
We do prefer the Horseshoe over the Hard Rock of the two casinos they have.
Yeah.
One day Chicago will build its casino.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens there.
Yeah. That's going to be a Bailey's casino.
I think so. Yeah.
I wonder what shows.
I think Horseshoe is also Bailey's. There's like two companies that own all of them or some shit like that.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Looking at the price, $52. This is definitely a show, given our current situation, that if this was announced today, it'd be like we can skip this. I don't want to skip this, but that's a little bit.
Signs of the Swarm being there though.
They'll be at Reggie's again soon for $20.
I know, that's true.
I did really enjoy this show. It's the same show we saw 6 months ago.
Yeah,
8 months ago.
True. Yeah.
Except for with new bands or different bands. I did love the lineup. I thought the music for all three bands was awesome. Yeah. The lighting for all three bands, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, I guess.
I hate going to Gary though. I really do.
Yeah, it does suck driving there. It really did suck driving there also. And that's the other plus for Horseshoe. It's super quick to get there.
It's a little bit close.
Us.
Yeah, it's like the first exit off of the tollway or whatever. So.
But yeah, that I think we'll wrap it up for the concert report. Yet another Lorna Shore show. Almost as many Lamb of God episodes, probably.
Probably out there. Or 3 Days Grace.
Or 3 Days Grace, yes.
No, there's more 3 Days Grace than... That might be the band that we've seen the most is 3 Days Grace.
I was thinking about this the other day. It might be Lamb of God, then 3 Days Grace.
Might be, yeah.
which is weird.
Yeah.
But whatever.
But then Metallica's not too far behind that.
Only 13 times, I think.
For Metallica?
I think so, yeah. I think Back to the Beginning was our 13th Metallica show, which is a perfect fitting.
Yeah, of course.
Number 13. Anywho, like I said, that wraps up the concert report. To end the show, we always look at the concerts coming up because there's always, like I said earlier, more music. So let's check some stuff out. The first one I have, we're not making this. I didn't know this was a thing until I saw this.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew about this. Yeah, this is in Cedar Rapids.
I think so. It's the Iowa Metal Underground Fest 2026. Yeah. Okay, so the dates for this are August 14th for the pre-show, and then it seems like it's typically a one-day festival if you don't count that pre-show on August 15th. It's $20 for just the pre-show on the 14th. It's $35 for the festival on the 15th. $45 day of at the doors.
At the door, yeah.
Or $50 for both days. The first time I saw this, I was like, this is really a fucking weird way to do your pricing and whatnot. But after I just read it aloud, it makes a lot of sense. I honestly don't know any of these bands that are going to be here. But the fact that it's in like Cedar Rapids or wherever the fuck it is.
I believe it's in Cedar Rapids. I remember seeing it a couple years ago. Actually, I think we might have been in Iowa when they announced the lineup one time a few years ago.
Yeah, it is at CSPS Black Hole, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Not quite sure where that is. But again, like knowing that this is in Cedar Rapids, and if we had lived in Iowa, because we didn't live too far from Cedar Rapids for a little while.
No, yeah,
there,
for a while, yeah.
this would definitely be one. Holy shit, we're gonna go check this out.
Yeah, for sure.
So this might be something to add to the list down the road to go check out sometime. I think this would be fun.
Yeah, this Iowa Metal Underground, I think we follow them on Instagram.
Oh, do we? Okay.
And they share local shows a lot in Cedar Rapids. So
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. That when I saw that, I was like, fuck yeah, we're gonna talk about that. The other one I have here is All Shall Perish, the Piece of Existence 20th Anniversary Tour. I don't think they have any openers announced for this just yet. At least I didn't see any when I was looking this up. But it looks like this kicks off September 4th in Fresno, California, and will be ending October 3rd in San Jose, California.
and they'll be on the boat, right?
They will. We did say that earlier. We were talking
And
about the
at
war.
Milwaukee Metal Fest.
Are they at Milwaukee Metal Fest
I
too?
believe so.
Oh shit. All right. I think you're right. I think you might be right that they're going to be there.
Yeah.
They will be in Chicago at Reggie's too, September 12th.
Oh, cool. Good. A Reggie show. They're cheap.
There's the Reggie show. Yep. So this is cool. I'm not familiar with their shit, but they are like a deathcore band, I believe.
Do you know what? They're a band that I don't know anything of theirs either, but it's a band that I've wanted to see.
Oh, for real?
And I'm going to say it's probably because the parish in there, even though the parish is like dying, not parish as in like my grandfather's name parish.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely a band that I have wanted to see.
So yeah, their 20th anniversary tour coming up for The Price of Existence. Should be a cool little tour. The other one was actually announced just today, the Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, really?
The Rats in a Cage 30th anniversary tour.
Is that the Rats in a Cage? Dun, dun, dun.
I don't
I would
wanna
know the
sing it.
song.
How can I say this? Despite all my rage, I'm
There's
still
also
just a rat in a cage.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to. That's what I was trying to sing.
I've never seen the Smashing Pumpkins. I've always had not necessarily fascination. Like I've always appreciated the music I would hear on the radio for the Smashing Pumpkins, but not necessarily a band I've ever had a desire to see. But they are sort of that legacy '90s, early 2000s sort of rock
Yeah,
bands.
rock band. Yeah.
So I would actually be cool to check this
Weren't
out.
they just here?
I don't know. It sounds like they're playing or they're headlining Lollapalooza on July 31st this year as well.
Okay.
But this does kick off September 30th in Columbus, Ohio, and runs till November 14th in Huntington Beach, California, with a show at the United Center here in Chicago on October 14th.
Oh, United
So
Center, though, it's going to be expensive.
it might be expensive. It might be one of those ones that we need to keep an eye on. I do anticipate this selling out. However, there's no show on the 15th, so they could add
another day.
another date, which, I do feel like there's a lot of bands that do
But they have to get to North Carolina, so that might take a day.
It's not that bad.
Well, for all their stuff to get there, though?
Yeah, it's probably good.
I remember when we had to fly through the Carolinas, and I was looking at the times to drive back, and it was a long ways.
The last one we have here in the North America, or I guess this is a world tour actually, K-pop Demon Hunter is doing a world tour.
You did watch that.
I did watch the movie. I liked the movie. I actually really enjoy the music as well. And I've wanted to, low-key, go to a K-pop show
Think
for
how
a few
many
years.
little girls are going to be there.
I think it would be a blast. I think like just hearing this, the girl scream is going to be a little annoying, yes.
I can't do that.
I'm excited for this. So there hasn't been a whole lot announced for this. If you go to like netflix.com and there's a way to find it, or you just K-pop Demon Hunter tour, you'll find the links and whatnot. But basically just announced that they're going to do it. So I think Netflix is partnering with AEG Presents or Entertainment, where the fuck they're called, to put this on. And in my head, I'm like, what the fuck is this going to be like? And like I saw news articles of people talking about like, are they going to get the actual voice talent who did the songs to come and perform live? Are they going to tour with another K-pop popular band as like an opener or a headliner type thing? And the other thing I was thinking about, like, depending on where you do this could be very similar to Death Clock.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's exactly what I thought was Death Clock.
I was like, this fits perfect. As well as they are going to be working on another movie, but it's going to take time to get that animation down. What you could do is write the music and do up some animation for new songs. So this would be a good way to get new songs out there to keep the hype for the K-pop Demon Hunter brand alive.
Or do what Death Clock did and just do tours on the old stuff and then.
The thing is, I don't know if they have a whole lot of old stuff. They have the one movie, which probably has like 6 songs.
I think that it's more than 6 songs on there.
You know what? I bet money this is actually on Spotify.
How much money do you want to bet, Mr. Unemployed?
All the Money in the World, because I think I just won.
There's a lot of songs.
All right, so there's 12 songs. All right,
Yeah,
that's
enough to do
That's enough to do a
show.
show, for sure. It's only 37 minutes long, though, 38 minutes.
Yeah, but you do a lot of shit in between.
I guess you could do some shit in between, yeah.
Yeah.
I think this would be a blast. So depending on where they're coming and how much tickets are and state of employment and all that, I would check this out.
The song called
Golden.
Golden has 1.7 billion listens.
I've listened to that a few times, not gonna lie. I like that song a lot. I don't know if it won a Grammy, but it won the Oscar for best song, original song in a motion picture and whatnot. That's definitely a standout song in the entire movie, and it's a good song. I do like it. Again, this is something I even messaged my friend who goes to like a bunch of the nerdy shit with me.
Okay.
Who's into
Ska.
yes, into ska and whatnot.
How did I know who you were talking about?
He would really enjoy this. We talked about K-pop Demon Hunter, how awesome it is. He even listens to Golden all the time as well. And I sent that to him. He's like, all right, yeah, that's fucking awesome. So
Okay, so you have somebody to go with.
I would go with them. Hopefully you would tag along just to experience it, but I doubt you will.
You can send me a video.
Anyway, moving along to other parts of the world, we have Europe with Brutal Assault Fest, August 5th through the 8th in the Czech Republic. Another one I was actually unaware of. I did not know about this festival.
No, we talked about Brutal Assault, I believe, on the train from Birmingham to London.
Oh, with our friends. Yeah.
So it's one of the ones that they go to all the time.
I do like how they are doing their sort of announcements. It's all alphabetical order.
Oh, nice.
So you don't, like, there's no weight to, like, who's headlining, who's not. It's sort of the alphabetical order. That's how we do it.
Just how they're announced, yeah.
So you have, like, 200 Stab Wounds. You have Ahab, just sort of scrolling down here a little bit. Based is going to be there. We saw them. Body Count.
Lead from Within.
Castle Rat will be
Oh,
there.
yay.
Cradle of Filth, COC, Death Angel. Scroll down closer to the bottom. Violence is going to be there. Vended. Like,
it looks like a big festival.
yeah, it's over 3 days.
Honestly, I've never really looked at like how they set it up or anything like that, but I know it is a camping festival and it's just a metal festival. So it's on the list just because I know that the people that we met on the train go like yearly, I think, or try to. So it's something that's on my list of
go meet up with them again. Some friends we met and meet up again. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah. I just saw it and it didn't ring a bell to me, so I wanted to throw that up there. Yeah. The last one I have, and this is the last one for the episode as well, is Guilt Trip. We just saw them, but they are doing a European tour as well with Judiciary, Justice for the Damned, and Long Goodbye. But the tour dates for this, see if I can read this. Looks like it's October 14th in Birmingham, and then it ends in Paris on January 11th. Oh, wait, no. November 11th. Yeah, November 1st.
Yeah.
Sorry, they do their dates.
Yeah.
They would say the proper way, but the backwards way.
I mean, yeah. It makes sense how they do it.
It takes my dyslexic brain a little bit to tweak around.
Yeah, and also like I work with people in Europe a lot, so it helps a lot that I look at dates like that all the time. So,
but yeah, we just saw Guilt Trip. That was fun. Got the newsletter from Malevolence, and they were promoting their friends. So super awesome. Some cool shows coming up down the pike.
Yeah, and hopefully the announcements just pick up now that summer's here and for the fall and everything. So
yeah, but yeah, that will wrap up the show. So how we ended always, go check out some live music, and hopefully we'll see you at the next show.
Bye.